The Cold War between Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and their respective partners is continuing, and there's no indication of the tensions simmering down after a very awkward encounter at the Kennedy Center Honors on Sunday night. Joe and Jill Biden were welcomed to the event with a minute-long standing ovation. But instead of greeting Joe's right-hand woman when entering the arena, Joe and Jill Biden savagely ignored Kamala Harris and her husband Doug Emhoff, despite being seated right next to the vice presidential pair. The internet erupted at the awkward spectacle, with this commentator saying, "Joe Biden and Dr. Jill are refusing to even glance at Kamala Harris tonight. They freaking hate her." This person agreed, saying Joe Biden looks completely through Kamala Harris and Doug Emhoff. Amazing how blowing over $1 billion losing an election makes one invisible. Sky News commentator Alex Stein doubled down on this, saying the icy interaction was no surprise, as there is bad blood between the Bidens and Kamala Harris after that huge Democratic election defeat at the hands of Donald Trump.
You're right. They don't like that Kamala Harris basically staged a coup to make her husband step down from running for president. So there's bad blood between Jill Biden and Kamala Harris, 100%. So she's happy that Donald Trump won. Joe Biden wants to go down as his legacy being the only person who beat Donald Trump. So yes, Jill does not like Kamala, and she does like Donald Trump, whether she admits it or not.
And it seems like the Bidens even prefer their opponent, Donald Trump, to fellow Democrat Kamala Harris, with Jill and Joe Biden pictured getting along, smiling and laughing with the president-elect soon after his election victory.
Well, Mr. President-elect and former President, thank you. Donald, congratulations. Thank you. And looking forward to having like we said, smooth transition. Do everything we can to make sure you're accommodated, what you need. And we're going to get a chance to talk about some of that today. So
good.
Welcome
Thank
back.
You. And, thank you very much. And politics is tough, and it's in many cases not a very nice world, but it is a nice world today, and I appreciate it very much. A transition that's so smooth, it'll be as smooth as it can get, and I very much appreciate that, Joe.
You're welcome.
Jill Biden also caught up with Donald Trump in Paris this weekend at the reopening of Notre Dame, where she was seen engaging in very friendly conversation and even smiling. Sky News contributor Brad Palumbo is convinced Jill Biden voted for Donald Trump after seeing this footage.
Now, look, in more proof that Jill Biden, aka Dr. Jill, voted for Donald Trump despite the Democrats for ousting her husband, here they are all buddy-buddy. Have a look at this at the reopening of Notre Dame in France, having a little chat, Brad. Maybe Trump isn't Hitler or a dictator after all.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because on one hand, I actually give the Democrats a little bit of credit on this. They've been fairly civil and respectable about the transition of power, and they've extended an olive branch to Trump. Biden had him at the White House, and all of that I like. That's the approach to politics I want to see in America. But on the other hand, it's like, hold up. 5 minutes ago, you guys were telling us this guy is literally Hitler, and now you're doing photo ops and smiling and shaking his hand and welcoming him and all this stuff. If you had actually believed any of that, I don't think that's how you would be handling this. So it suggests to me, on one hand, that they are being civil for once, which I do appreciate, but on the other hand, that they're rhetorical frauds in many ways. But then again, we kind of knew that.